everyone, my name is Mharz, and in today's video, we are going to make some siopao. It's called steamed buns in English, but in our country we call it siopao. This bun has a meat filling we call asado, and we'll be making all of this from scratch. This recipe I followed is from hungryhui.com, #not sponsored, and I'll leave the link in the description below. I modified the recipe a bit and I used ground chicken instead of pork. I will also put my modifications in the description. Without further ado, let's make this. For the dough, we need flour, cornstarch, baking powder, yeast, sugar, water, and flavorless oil. In a bowl, let's add the flour, yeast, sugar, and cornstarch. After that, we're going to add water and the oil. What I noticed while making this is that you kinda need more water than the recipe mentioned because it was way too dry to form a dough. I would suggest adding a splash at a time and feel if the dough is coming together so it won't end up being too moist. Once you have a nice ball of dough, it's time to knead it. The recipe I followed used a mixer with a dough hook attachment, but since I don't have that, well, let's just do it by hand. I kneaded mine for around 10 to 15 minutes. After that, we're going to put it back into the bowl. Cover it with this nifty silicone cover and let it rest for 2 hours. While we're resting the dough, let's make the filling. For this, we need meat, oil, garlic, onion, water, soy sauce, and pork broth cubes. Now, I have to admit I did deviate from the recipe here, so let's start with sauteing the garlic and onion. After that, I added the ground chicken and sauteed it until it's a bit cooked. Then I added the water, salt, and soy sauce. Mix it up and let it simmer. Then I added some pork cubes and let it simmer for half an hour. After we're done simmering, we're gonna make this into asado. For this, we need the cooked meat, the broth from the simmered meat, oyster sauce, hoisin sauce, brown sugar, pepper, cornstarch, and water. We are gonna put back the meat in the broth in the pot, which is ridiculous, but I need to do that for filming purposes. Anyway, let's add the sugar, oyster sauce, hoisin sauce, and ground black pepper. Simmer this for a few minutes and then we're going to add the cornstarch mixed in water. Stir that until the mixture has thickened and that is our filling done. Okay, back to the dough. It should be doubled in size by now. Let's punch the air out of this. Knead it a bit. Roll it into a log and divide the dough in 4. I'm quite struggling with this, but what we're doing is rolling the dough into a 4-inch circle. Then we are going to expand this to 5 inches by rolling the sides. It's important that the center part of this is thick so that the dough will not break when we put in the filling. My first attempts of adding the filling and wrapping it around didn't go so well. I'm having a hard time folding the top because the filling keeps going to the side. On my second attempt, I used a state-of-the-art kitchen gadget to help me with my endeavors. It's called a bowl. Another thing I learned is that you can't overfill it because it causes problems when wrapping the dough in. Well, it doesn't look as good as the one I've seen in the videos, but it looks quite similar to the ones I buy in store. You know what? That's fine with me. At the end of the day, it's the taste that will matter. Anyway, we are going to rest it for 10 or so minutes, then we are going to steam it for half an hour. Half an hour later! Here is the finished product. This actually turned out better than I thought, despite my struggle. The filling really tastes good. I don't even have to put a sauce on it. It tastes good even on its own. You know what? That is an absolute success for me. I definitely make it again just for me to snack on.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This recipe is quite an ordeal, but it's not really difficult if you have patience and time. The bowl definitely helped when I wrapped the dough around the filling. All in all, I enjoyed making this. I try a lot of recipes in builds in this channel, and if you want to see more, be sure to smash the subscribe button and ring the G-dang bell. If you have any suggestions, leave it down in the comments below. Any kind of engagement will help this channel a lot. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
And since you reached the end, how about checking some of my other videos over there by the right of your screen? I'm pretty proud of these videos even though it's not professionally made, so give it a shot! Go on!